I'm kind of questioning whether I did it the right way or not. When I pulled it out of my bag, I got a lot of noises from people. Yeah, I might just break my own rules. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma, and this here is my craft corner. And today I wanted to record a new knitting podcast for you because September obviously ended a little while ago, but I still have to do my September wrap up. So here we go. I will be talking about my finished objects, my whips, acquisitions, upcoming projects, and in the end I will also elaborate a bit on my Destash progress. I filmed a video about planning my Destash journey last week, so yeah, I would like to catch you up and see how much I knit in this month and how much I acquired in this month, and just kind of crunch those numbers. But first of all, the finished objects. There's only one this month because I finished my socks. Last month I already talked about finishing the first one, but now they're together. Finally, the clouds don't really match up that well. I'm not even sure if they're supposed to be. I do really like these socks, but they turn out to be a bit big. I followed the instructions for the size 38, but they're like the foot is quite long, and I think the toe is also. I could have gone with maybe following the instructions for the 37, or maybe even the 36 because it's quite huge actually. But the leg part is not that long at all, so I'm not really sure how I feel about this. It's a very pretty project, but it's not really fitting that well, but it's quite cute, the clouds. I'm just looking at them and thinking that this part is actually shorter than the foot, so the leg is longer than the foot, and I'm kind of questioning whether I did it the right way or not. It didn't really specify if you were supposed to start from the inside of the ball or the outside, but I started from the inside, so I center pulled it. But I hope I did it right, but otherwise that might be an explanation of why I ended up with such a large sock. But I do think it's very cute, and I will be wearing them around the house, especially in the winter when it's getting colder. But these are actually my only real finished objects, which brings me already to the whips. Yeah, this one still is a whip. I did work on it. I did actually work on it, but I misjudged how much yarn I would need for the straps. So I had already cut the 4 straps off, and I started knitting them, and then it didn't really line up, so I need a few centimeters more, which is actually quite alright because I do have quite a lot left. They are these are balls of 100 grams, and obviously with a top that's this tiny, I only used up about 10 grams of each color. It's also showing up brighter on camera than it is in person. It's not that bright, but it is pretty bright red. So I have all this left, and I can absolutely use that for the last couple of centimeters for the straps. That's not an issue there. I think I'll be finishing up this piece the next few days because I really wanted to get it off the needles, but I just didn't have this yarn at my boyfriend's place, and I just picked it up today. So that's my excuse for why it is still in my whip pile. But hopefully next month this will finally be in my finished objects pile. Another one that I've been working on for quite a while now is this one, the Y top. And I actually have not worked on this piece this month. Yeah, do I have an excuse for that? Well, yeah. I'm thinking about maybe frogging a few rows and making the body a bit longer, because the Y top is constructed in a way where the first part of the body is just straight up 2x2 ribbing, which you can see a bit here, and then it goes out and in. You kind of make a shape with the ribbing, and that's very pretty, but I have a hard time calculating how much yarn I can use for each part. So I currently have this left of the first ball, and I have another ball of yarn. So I don't really want to end up with a lot of yarn, because it is knitting for Olive, so it's not cheap yarn, and I don't want like half a ball left when I finish, because I can't really use half a ball for anything, and I think it's pretty much a waste if I don't use it all up for this. But I don't want to play yarn chicken either, so I don't know if anyone here has maybe knit the Y top before, but please help me, because I started doing the first 2 rows of the shaping of the top, but yeah, I don't know if I was actually ready for that yet. The pattern said I should be ready, because I got up to the point where I should do the shaping, but I don't know. And I'm also not quite happy with how I knit this, because there are a few, let me see, it's, I don't know if you can tell, but it's sometimes pretty uneven, the ribbing, and I don't know if it will block out or if that's just what it is. But I'm not really motivated to work on this yet, because of the fact that I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it all up, or if I'm going to play yarn chicken at the end. I don't know. I'm just not very happy with this. I'm not sure if someone here has made the Y top by Knitting for Olive. Please help, because I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So this, I hope to knit on this next month, but to be honest, I don't really have the knitting mojo for this right now. And there are a few summery tops that I really want to make, that I am very excited about knitting those. So I might just break my own rules and knit more than one summer top at the same time, and just put this in the UFO pot. Yeah, I want to finish it so it's not a real UFO, but a temporary UFO pile maybe. Which sucks because I really do like it. I really do like the pattern. But I just can't make up my mind right now. So maybe just stepping away for a bit might be good. Then I have two things that I didn't start those last month, I think. I was not working on them yet. But the first one is this very pretty sweater. Sorry. This very pretty sweater. This is the sweater number 16 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And it will have a turtleneck. The body obviously needs to be a bit longer. And the sleeve also just needs a few centimeters. There are a lot of strings attached and cables and needles everywhere. I've already used 4 of the 8 skeins that I was planning on using for this. So I might be playing yarn chicken because I was hoping I could do 1 skein per sleeve, but this is 1 skein and I need about 10 more centimeters. I'll also insert a picture of me trying this on, because this honestly looks toddler size, but it does stretch a lot. This ends up right around the bottom of my ribs, so I also need to lengthen this a bit, but I really wanted to do the straps and the neck first, so I can just use up all the rest of the yarn for the body, because I do know myself and I do know that I will crop it if I ever get the chance. And I know that I do not want to wear cropped items that much. So, yeah, I'll just use up all the yarn for the body. But I do first have to finish the sleeves. And I do think I'm playing yarn chicken with this one. But, yeah. Oh well, the local yarn store is only 15 minutes by train. And I'm at the local yarn store where I bought this, so... Oh well, I might have to visit them soon. Something else that I've been really working on very excitedly is this piece. Let me carefully pick this up. This is the back panel for the Folklore cardigan. And I just love how this is turning out. I will get it a bit closer. There are tons of cables. And I think I showed my swatch for this in my previous knitting podcast. And that was actually my first time doing cables. So this is my first project where there are cables, and there are quite a lot. And I do really like them. I don't have a cable needle. I just use a DPN with a stitch stopper at one side. And it's working fine. But I would really like to get myself a cable needle, especially if I want to make more cable things. I really do see the benefit of having a cable needle. But yeah, I took this cardigan with me to a craft night yesterday evening in Leiden. I went there with a few of my newer knit friends. Someone at my uni posted a message on we have a random act of kindness wall, and she posted a note saying, oh, if people ever want to learn how to knit or crochet, or just knit or crochet together, please email me at this email address. So I did, and we got together with a couple nice girls, and we all went to the Meet and Make, which is a yarn store in Leiden, and they had a craft night yesterday evening. So I took this with me, And when I pulled it out of my bag, I got a lot of ooh noises from people, which was really nice, which was kind of a boost for my ego. Because, cables look a lot more difficult than they are. And there were a lot of newer knitters or people who don't knit at all. So they were very impressed, and I was, pretty happy with that. Even though cables are not that difficult. But I find it quite hard to believe that I did all this in a month, and to be honest, a few weeks, because I just started this a couple weeks ago and I'm already almost finished with the back panel. Like, that's ridiculous. I do not know where I find the time to knit this, but I apparently do, and it's going by quite quickly. So the back panel is almost finished. I just need about 10 centimeters. And then the shoulder shaping. And then I bind off the back panel and move on to the two front panels. And then obviously the sleeves, and then it's finished. So I don't know if this one will be finished by the end of the month. But I do think I'll be quite far along, actually. I thought this project would just be a very focused project that I couldn't take anywhere, or I couldn't knit on while watching some YouTube or Netflix or anything. But actually it's not that hard. It just requires me to think every other row about whether or not I need to turn the cables or which cables. Because this pattern is written in quite a confusing way. There are 4 kinds of cables, and 2 of them go by twisting them every 4 rows. 1 is twisted every 8 rows, and then the diamond shape, that's this big thing, is repeated over 24 rows. So there's a lot of counting to 4, 8, and 24. But it's once you get the hang of it, it's really not that hard. And I am really excited to finish this up and wear it around. It will obviously not be finished in time for the Midnights release, which would have been amazing. But it's at the state where this is in, obviously not. There's way too much knitting, even for me. No, so that won't be finished before the Midnight release, but maybe before the end of the month, or else next month. That would still be kind of impressive, I think. And then there's one more whip that I would like to show you, which is a crochet project. Wolplein, which is a pretty big yarn store in the Netherlands, had a promotion going through the month of July. I think I talked about this in my previous knitting podcast as well. But they, if you spend over a certain amount of money, they would give you a water bottle, a skein of yarn, and a pattern to knit a water bottle holder, to crochet a water bottle holder. And my mom and I both got the yarn and the water bottle and the pattern, and I started on this project. Let me show you. But it's not really going as great as it looks. This is my first ever crochet project, and my first time trying crochet. And as much as I do like it, it's very confusing for now. I did get the hang of knitting, of crocheting the single I don't know. I'm learning it in Dutch, so I don't know the English terminology, but in Dutch you have losse and vaste stitches. And I got the hang of both of them, I think. But yeah, I'm crocheting a bit tight, I think. So I would like to start over and maybe use a bigger hook. I did this on a 2.5 and I think I would like to move up to a 3. Just so the stitches might be a bit more visible for me, because right now it's just not too visible, and my counting is my stitch count is always off by a few. So yeah, I have to increase every 2 or every 4 or every 3 stitches, and I think I do that, but then at the end of the round I end up with not enough stitches. So I don't know, I think I'll start this over, but this was already the 3rd attempt, but it's alright. It's a pretty fun project. Crocheting is not as hard as it looked. I think it looked a bit more daunting than it actually is, but yeah, this is my first ever crochet project, and I will be ripping this out right after I press the button to stop recording, I think. Yeah, that's the crochet project. And then we're through with all the whips that I would like to show you. There are some other whips that I'm currently working on, but they are all gifts. And I think I won't be showing you that many gifts while I'm in the knitting process. I might show them afterwards in the finished objects section, but I don't think I'll be talking about them while I'm working on them, because I don't know who is watching this, and I don't want any surprises to be ruined by me talking about it and then them accidentally seeing it. So yeah, no further whips to talk about, but there are some acquisitions that I made the past month, which is not really what I was supposed to do, because I am trying to destash, and buying yarn is not really helping the destash process. But oh well. So I went to the Cross and Woods in The Hague, which I also made a video about it. I will link up there somewhere. So I went there, and it was a beautiful store, and I picked up some skeins, which was a bit of an oopsie, but oh well. So I did cake up one of them. My boyfriend helped me caking this one up, but the other one is still a skein, and I'll show you them. Show you this. It's pretty autumnal colorway. It's called the Pecan Pie. It's a 75% merino, 25% nylon fingering weight from Yippee Yarn. And yeah, I just really love this autumnal colorway. They will be at the Breidagen, which is a yarn fair in the Netherlands, next weekend. So I will be checking them out, but it sounds kind of harsh, but I hope to walk away without buying anything next week there. But I will be buying some stuff at the Breidagen, but not everywhere, hopefully. So yeah, these skeins are new in my stash, and I already know what I will be making with these, because I will be making the camisole number 8 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, which is the cabled camisole that I will put up here somewhere. Yeah, I really like cables, so why not make something with even more cables? So yeah, that's the only yarn that I bought this month. I did buy a cable for my interchangeable needle set and some needles to go with them and a converter to match the cable size to the needle size. Then it's down to the upcoming projects, and I have two that I would like to talk about. This you might recognize from the last podcast. I really want to get started with this, especially now that the white top is kind of out of the picture. That makes way for this very pretty yarn that I'm really excited to start knitting. And this will become a camisole number 5 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I'm just really excited to get this started, really. And I think the color is so beautiful. It's a bit brighter in person than it is on camera. Maybe if I... No, it is a lot brighter. It's pistache color. And I really like it. Yeah, so I will be starting that. And I will be showing you my progress in the next podcast. Or maybe I've even finished it. I don't think so. To be honest, I don't think so. So that one that I'll be starting. And then this sock yarn. The Tutti Frutti color from the Schachenmeier Regia yarn. Which is a cotton sock yarn. And I would really like to make the slip knit socks with these. Yeah, I just think it's a very fun. It's a very fun yarn. So I'm really excited to knit these socks and to get even warmer feet this winter. So yeah, that's all the upcoming projects because I'm obviously still working on the cardigan and the sweater, and adding this to that already makes it a lot. And I'll be starting some other gifts. I'll be starting my Christmas gift knitting already. And I'll obviously won't be showing you that until Christmas is already over. So yeah, you won't be seeing that. But you know now that I am working on more than that. So then it's time to look at how I did this month stash-wise. Because I am destashing and I did make a small table of how I did. So there we go. So I started with 131.29 skeins. I do weigh and count everything except for when I only have a few meters left of something, then it becomes scrap yarn and not stash yarn. But yeah, I started with 131.29. Then the Kinda Magic socks, I used 0.8 skeins from. So I have some left in stash, but most of it's gone. The rainbow top, I already told you that this didn't take up that much yarn, but it did take up every color combined. It took up 0.65 skeins, which is not a lot. It's not a lot at all. That was only like 65 grams, so not really worth it. The sweater number 16, I already told you, but I used 4 skeins of that. The Folklore cardigan, I used 3.18 skeins so far. And the white top, which is kind of cheating, but I didn't put the amount I used in my spreadsheet earlier. So I calculated it for the first time. But I have used 0.66 skeins. But obviously that's, yeah, I didn't knit that this month, but it is still yarn that's not in my stash anymore. So that meant that I ended up with 122.3 skeins. And that means I knit about 9 skeins this month, which is a pretty alright amount. And then the acquisitions. First, the crochet project yarn. I apparently forgot to put this in my spreadsheet, so I didn't buy this month, but it is something that I had to add to the spreadsheet. So that's 1 skein of that. And then the hand-dyed yarn is 2 skeins. So that meant that I ended up with 125.3. So that means I only decreased my stash by 7 skeins this month, which is still pretty alright, but it's a slow process. It's very slow. But you do see the sweaters and the sweater and the cardigan took up quite a lot of skeins, so if I just keep knitting the bigger projects, I will be using up more stash, obviously. So that's nice to see that I used, because I used a little over 7 skeins in sweater and cardigan knitting. So that's a good thing. Yeah, so only 7 skeins decreased this month, which means that I have 25.3 skeins to knit away the next 3 months. So that's a lot. So that means that I have to knit like 8 or 9 skeins a month, which might be possible, but I'm also going through the Breidagen next week actually, with my mom, and I will probably be buying stuff there. So that's not great. That's not great. I don't know if I will be making the 100 skein goal that I set for myself, but we'll see. But yeah, so that's everything I did this month pretty much. And I really liked catching you up with my knitting. I really liked spreading out. Like, I'm surrounded by a lot of yarn right now, and I do really like seeing all my projects together and to see some of my visions come alive when knitting the objects. And I really like showing them to you. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like to see more of me, please consider subscribing, so you'll stay updated with my Destash journey, with my knitting journey in general, with my crochet journey even, and just with my life in general. And I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye!